Petrilli here with the awesome folks at Fishman doing my weekly live Fishman takeover with the riff rundown. So you guys know the drill. Every Saturday I go live, I answer your questions, I teach you guys one of my favorite songs to play on guitar in an hour's time. It is just so much fun. I really enjoy doing this, and it has been so fun getting all the fun and kind feedback from all of you. So today what we're going to be going over is Life by the Drop, made famous by the awesome Stevie Ray Vaughan. I have gotten many requests for this song and am so thrilled to be able to help you guys learn how to play this one today. So what we're going to do here before we get started, acoustic guitar, standard tuning. I'm going to get into the details a little bit later on. It's going to be a blast. So again, for all levels here, we are off. Brian Zimmerman. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Before we get started, let me know where you are tuning in from and your favorite guitar player. Let's start there. All right, folks. So here we go. Here's Life by the Drop. So there we have it. We are going to be learning Life by the Drop, made famous by the awesome Stevie Ray Vaughan today. So I do want to mention this. Those of you who are big Stevie Ray Vaughan fans, folks who are familiar with this song may be going, wait a second, that's played on a 12 string. You'd be correct. It is played on a 12 string. However, I know a lot of us don't have one. So what we're going to be doing here, we are going to play this on a 6 string. It sounds just as cool if you happen to have a 12 string, folks, wherever you're tuning in from, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever else I'm on. If you happen to have a 12 string, great, bring it along. If you got a 6 string acoustic, it's gonna sound good too. So I'm gonna be teaching it on this one today. Okay, so again, we are in standard tuning. I know many times Stevie Ray Vaughan did tune down a half step, but in the case of this song, written by Doyle Bramhall Sr., by the way, Jeopardy fun fact for you folks. Really great song. He was a great friend of Stevie Ray, and this is one of, I know I always say this, but it truly is one of my favorite songs. It is such a fun one to play. I'm seeing a bunch of folks from Austin. Love the representation over in Austin. Love it. So yeah, so we're gonna break this down part by part. You guys know how this goes. Now, my beginners who are watching right now, don't freak out from the intro. Don't freak out. I want you to stay with me. I want you to stay with me in the hour. You can absolutely do this, I promise. We're gonna break that intro down into 4 different bits, okay? So again, my beginners, you can do this, okay? It's gonna be a challenge, but you can do this. My intermediates, you can do this. My advanced folks who are watching today, you can do this too, but here's my advanced folks and my intermediates, I want you to do this too. Type in some words of encouragement for our beginners watching. Let them know that they can do this too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna break this intro down again into 4 different beats. I'm gonna go ahead and play it again to full speed, and then we're gonna break it down. Okay, again, not so bad, because we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down to 4 parts. Here is part 1. And again, I'm gonna say the notes, I'm gonna say where to put your fingers and all that stuff so you know what's happening. We are in the key of A major here today, okay? And I'm gonna be calling out numbers of chords and all of that stuff too, so you guys can get that Nashville number system down too. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. So let's go ahead and do this. First part of the intro. I want you to play the open A string. just like that. Downward stroke with the pick. Having a pick is really handy with this one, but if you like to play without a pick, you can do it too. So open A string, get your second finger, put that on the 3rd fret of the A string. Those of you paying attention, that's going to be your C note. And if we're talking in terms of music in the key of A, that is going to be our flat 3. Good bluesy note. Okay, we hear that all the time. So that's what's happening here. Now, what we're going to do now is this. Get your open D string, right? Open D string. Not too bad. So far, we've played 3 notes, and only one of them we've actually pressed down on the fretboard. So, again, take your time here. We're going to play those 3. So our A, C, D. Just like that. Now we're going to do this. First finger, 1st fret of that D string. 2nd finger, 2nd fret of that D string. That's your E note right here. Okay? So let's do that nice and slow. Not too bad, right? Then add that open G string. That's part 1, folks. We've already done it. We're 25% of the way there. Okay? So let's do that a few times. Just like that. Okay, not too bad, right? Not too bad. Now, of course, when we add a little bit of speed to it, it starts to sound more like the song. Right? But again, as I say in all of these lessons, I should probably make a shirt that says it. You can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. So take your time, I promise. My beginners who are watching, you can do this. Stick with me. Stick with me. And a little faster. Notice my alternate picking that's happening here with the picking hand, this top bottom of the string that I am plucking. It's gonna make playing this faster a lot smoother. If we're only focused on downward strokes, you can get caught up a little bit. So I really, really wanna stress engaging within this alternate picking type of picking pattern with our right hand. Because again, just because we can play things fast with the left doesn't mean we need to, just forget about the right hand. The right hand is equally important when we're playing guitar. So I really, really want to stress that with you guys. Good alternate picking here is super, super important. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that first riff. I'm going to do it at a few varying speeds here. I'm going to start off slow and then go ahead and build it up. Okay, so here we go. Part 1. Faster. Okay, you can do this. Not too bad. So that's part 1. Check it off the list. We're done. Now, we're going to include part 1 into part 2. Part 2 is going to sound like this. Okay, here's what's happening here. You're going to go ahead, put your hand up here. You're not going to need it. Open D string. Okay. First finger, place that on the 1st fret of the D string. Release open D string. So here's what we're doing slowly. Lots of open strings with this riff. Lots of open strings in this intro riff. Again, taking your time and learning this too. This is important. Hammer-ons, are hammer-ons okay? Terry Harper is asking. Absolutely. So when I am playing this slow, those hammer-ons are getting slow as well. So when I do play that riff fast, see how it's like a hammer-on and a pull-off? We see this more, I guess we see it a lot clearer when this is played fast. When we do play this slow, you can kind of see it, but it's not as clear. But yes, Terry, to answer your question, that is a hammer on and pull off there. But in learning it slow, okay, again, we want to really enforce good technique here. Really, really good question, Terry. Thank you for that. So, again, part 2 starts like this, open D string, first fret of the D string, release, open. Okay, hammer on, pull off action there. Getting your second finger, placing this on the 3rd fret of that A string or C note. Okay, open D string, back to our C note, 3rd fret A. Okay, so just like that. Now let's go ahead and focus simply on part 2 only. Then we're going to go ahead and combine both parts 1 and part 2. Again, those of you who have questions, go ahead and type them in the comments, and I'm going to get to as many of those as I can once we finish the complete intro. Okay, so here we go, nice and slow, part 2. Part 2. Okay, just like that. Again, nice and slow. Again. Okay, let's do that one more time for good luck, then we're going to go ahead and combine it with part 1. So here we go. Now we're going to do part 1 to part 2. Those of you asking, will I be able to rewind this episode? Absolutely. It will be on YouTube. Take it part by part. Okay, so this will be up there for you. So now let's go ahead, nice and slow, part 1 into part 2. Part 2. Okay, let's do that again. Part 1 and part 2. Part 2. All right, so that's what's happening there. Let's do it a little bit faster. Okay, we've got Floyd asking what type of pick are you using, hard, medium, or soft? I am using 0.88 millimeters, so a little bit on the harder end. A soft pick may bend a little bit too much for a riff like this. I would suggest medium to hard gauge picks with this. Again, good question. Okay, so here we go. Part 1, part 2. One more time. That's it, wicked fast, Stevie Ray Vaughan speed. Okay, so now what we're gonna do here, part 3, okay? Lucky for us, awesome, open G string. So, from there, first finger, 2nd fret of the G string, that is going to be your A note. Corey Congilio, how are you, buddy? Good to see ya, good to see ya, thanks so much, good to see ya. You want to talk about an awesome guitar instructor on YouTube, an awesome friend and colleague of mine. Be sure to check out Corey. He's great. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. All right, so here we go. Again, from part 3, open G string. First finger is going to be your A note, 2nd fret. Release back to that open G. Okay. Now what you're going to do here, 2nd finger, 2nd fret of that D string, that's our E note, bring it back a half step to that 1st fret D string, release, open D string. Okay, let's do that again. Open G string, 2nd fret, open, 2nd fret, D, your E note, back half step, 1st fret, D string open. Okay, so let's go ahead, do that again without my commentary. Let's play this a few times. Lots of cool blue notes in here, right? Lots of flat 5s happening, which is great. So let's go ahead and do that again. Then we're going to go ahead and put all three parts together, okay, and give it a little bit of context. Okay, so here we go, nice and slow. Again, when we're looking at these riffs too, notice we're not like going all over the fretboard and like super wicked fast. We're not doing any of that. Are we playing this fast later on? Yes, but if we're looking at these bits, and again, taking this in chunks, it's really important for me to show you guys this. Notice that the riffs themselves aren't too bad. What makes it great is the finesse, right? And the speed, the good technique. All of those things, when we put them together with really good, well-intentioned playing, that's how we really become successful. And again, really grabbing that Stevie Ray Vaughan spirit, as I like to say, because man, did he have a lot of spirit when he played. One of the greats, for sure. For sure, the world misses that guy. World misses that guy. What a gift he is and continues to be. So that's the first three parts. Let's go ahead, play those first three parts. I'm going to do it slow. I'm going to do it fast. We are going to have our final part, our part 4, and then I'm going to go ahead and take some questions because I'm seeing a bunch of them. Keep writing them, folks. I'm going to go ahead and answer as many as I can, okay? And again, my name is Angela Petrilli here with the awesome folks at Fishman, doing another Fishman takeover riff rundown. Thank you all so much for being here. Those of you tuning in, let me know your favorite guitarist and where you're tuning in from. So let's go ahead and do the first three parts. Again, I'll play it even slower. Here we go. Let's play it a little faster now. That again without the flub. It's live, folks. That's another thing too. Those of you who are new to this, I do this all in one take. It's all live. It's fun stuff. It's good. Keeps me on my toes. I like it. Here we go. Let's do that one more time. Slow, then we'll play it fast. Okay, and now Stevie Ray Vaughan speed. Okay, so let's go ahead, go on to part 4, the very end of our solo here for that intro. All right, what we're gonna do here, get that second finger, 3rd fret of the A string. Okay, or C note. Hit that open D string. You don't need to do anything, and keep that first finger or that second finger where it is. We're going to need that in a minute. See how we went right back to that C? So C, D, C, just like that. Now going back to our C note, and then open A string, just like that. And then we're going to do the higher octave of that A, which, those of you who are paying attention, is going to be right here, 2nd fret G string. That's where you get that really cool, like bluesy ending to like riffs and stuff like that. Super cool. And he does it here. So here we go. I'm going to break down part 4, going to play it slow, going to play it a little bit faster, and then I'm going to go ahead and combine it with everything to give it context, again, at varying speeds. Okay, and then I'm going to answer your questions. So here we go, part 4. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. Let's go ahead and do it again. You guys can do this. Just like that, one more time for good luck. Let's do it. Okay, Again, really taking our time with this. I want you guys to be successful with this. I really, really genuinely do. So that's why we're really taking very good care and making sure that I want you to play this great is all I'm saying here. I want you to play this great. So what I'm going to do now, that's the whole intro. We just did it. Pat yourselves on the back. We just did it. I'm going to play it slow. I'm going to play it fast. So here we go. Here's the whole thing. Again, we're going to keep it at that slow pace. Let's do it again. We're live, folks. We're live. Just like that. A little faster. Do it again. All right, so there we go. Stevie Ray speed. Let's do that again. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. So that is the intro there that we see. That's the most difficult part of the song. We finish it right away and that's it. The rest of this is going to be a type of shuffle. Again, I am going to give you guys tips and tricks of the trade to make sure that your rhythm playing is sounding really, really successful, really, really strong, okay? So again, as I mentioned at the top, those of you who have questions about what's happening here right now in this intro, I'm gonna make a little time to answer that in live time, folks. Live time, folks. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Those of you who just got here, let me know where you're tuning in from and your favorite guitar player. Would love to know. Would love to know. Would love to know. Okay. So, Rory Gallagher. We got a bunch of people saying Rory Gallagher is their favorite. Love that. Got folks from New Orleans. Hope you guys are doing all right down there. Sending lots of love to you guys. Man, New Orleans is one of my favorite cities. Hope you guys are doing all right. Someone was asking what kind of guitar this is. This is a 0017E, E standing for electric, Martin guitar. Absolutely love this thing. Super, super beautiful guitar. Very fun to play. Super light. It is a mahogany back and sides, spruce top. Love this thing. It's got a matte finish too, so it's not glossy. And as you can tell, I play it quite a bit. It's got some wear and tear, but I absolutely love it, and I feel like it sounds better the longer I have it. So it's good stuff. All right, Corey is saying his favorite guitarists are Stevie Ray Vaughan and Joe Bonamassa. Yes, good choices. Love that. We got Ken from Chicago saying David Gilmour is his favorite guitar player. One of my favorites too. Love some David Gilmour. Definitely going to be teaching some more Pink Floyd in the weeks to come. So, Stephen Stills, Joey from California. Yes, Stephen Stills is one of my favorites too. One of my favorites too. Got Minneapolis, Jimi Hendrix. Love it. Monterey, California, Jimmy Page. Yes. Love that stuff. Thank you all so much for being here. Someone is saying singing this and playing this can be a bit challenging. Agreed. Agreed. Absolutely. I was kind of practicing that myself a little bit, and you do get a little tongue-tied. Definitely worth the practice, but absolutely can be done. If Stevie Ray could do it, we could do it too. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, again, the intro. It's good stuff. Super fun. So again, we covered that for almost half of the lesson there, just looking at that intro. So something I do want to mention, I mentioned finesse earlier. So could you just completely cruise through this? Yeah, you totally could do that. However, if you go ahead and listen back to this, what happens here is it's really, really cool. There's this bit of groove that happens. He does this. Let's do that correctly. Hold on. I didn't give myself enough notice. Okay, there we go. Shake it out. Let's do it again. One more time. We're live, folks. One more time. See how with those, when I'm going from that D to E flat, my 4 to flat 5 notes, he gives it just a little bit. We're like behind the beat ever so slightly. So I'll show you what I mean. Instead of just playing it all fast, he does just give, he's a little behind, which just gives it such groove. It's great. Okay, we can kind of tell when we break it down and play it slower, but when you play it fast, you can really hear it. Let me do it a little faster. Like that. I'll do it again. Again, that's what we're talking about, finesse. You don't have to do that, I guess, but if we're being really, really true to the record, do it. It's cool, man. Do it. It's great. So again, with finesse, I think is such an important part of playing things really clean, like stuff like that, really feeling the groove, playing in the pocket, which is like a term we hear a lot. These are important little bits that, man, just really make your playing go from good to great. So taking the time and listening to tracks like this and how he enveloped this sound, right, and envelops this groove, really, really listen and see like, oh yeah, he didn't just totally cruise through this. He gave certain little bits of that 4 to that flat 5, right? That blue note. He caressed those notes a little bit differently, which I think really adds a beautiful, beautiful spark to the song, and particularly to this intro. So again, keep that in mind. How I would suggest is going ahead and really learning it and then being mindful when, oh yeah, that D, that hammer on and pull off. Play that just a scooch slower. Again, all about groove, all about groove. Get the groove, folks. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and look at just the very tail beginning. Yeah, we're gonna say it's the beginning of the verse before he starts singing. He's gonna go ahead and he does the shuffle. And how often have we heard this in blues, right? We're doing it again here. He does this. Which is such a cool riff. This is something you can even borrow. Say you're playing in a blues band or you're playing something that has like a 1-4-5 shuffle. Use this riff. It is so cool. So let me show you how to play this. First finger, place that on the 2nd fret of that D string. Okay, right here. That's your E note. Okay, so that's a note we want to play. And now what we want to do here, be very precise with your right hand. Downward strokes here, again, this is a shuffle. I only want you to strum the A string and the D string only. For my beginners, this may be a little difficult because you're going to want to strum everything. I get it. I've been there too. I get it. Try to be very precise. Again, going back to this finesse, okay? Really, really good intentions here when you are practicing this. Keep it focused on those 2 strings. What may help is if you, instead of grabbing the pick all the way back here, which is a culprit for you, like flinging out of your hands to end up in the abyss of your house where all picks end up. I know I definitely have one. It's like, why do I keep buying picks if they end up in this abyss? So hold it a little tighter. They fling out of your hands a little less. So grab it tight, but not too tight. We don't want to strain our hands or our arms or anything like that. Placing just, a tip of the pick itself on the strings. Again, we don't want all this. It's gonna gonna fling out of your hand. So I like to grab that with my pinky. I know some people do it with their third finger, totally cool. I like to grab it with my pinky. You could do that too. Pinky feels a little bit more comfortable for me. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, but no, if you want to use your third finger, you could. So, okay. So what we're gonna do is 2 downstrokes on this A power chord, okay? So we have our A string open, and then we have our E here, okay? So that's our 5th. That's our A is our 1, our E is our 5. So that's our power chord, or an A5 chord, okay? Just like that. Then you're gonna go ahead, so downward stroke twice. Pinky finger, bring that here to the F sharp, okay? So the 6th fret of that D string. So that's what we wanna do there, okay? So 6th fret, 4th fret, D string. Just like that, nice and slow. So let's go ahead and do that just for a moment, okay? 2 downward strokes for each of those chords. Just like that. Okay, so not too bad there. So again, get your third finger now, go ahead and place that on your 2nd finger, 3rd fret, A string, your C or your flat 3. Go ahead and pull it off, just like that. Open A string, like that. Okay, so let's do our shuffle of our A power chord, our blue shuffle, into our C pull off to that open A string. Okay, so here we go. Just like that. Let's do it again. Now, your first finger, place that on the 2nd fret of the G string. That's your other A note. That's where you get that really cool bluesy type of riff, okay? So let's go ahead and do that again. Adding that A on that G string. See how it's coming together? So that's what's happening there, folks. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. Slow and steady will always win the race here, so take your time. My beginners, I hope you're sticking with me on this. You can absolutely do this. All right, so that's what we're gonna do there. So let's go ahead and play that whole bit. Then we're gonna go to our 5 chord, which is going to be our E5. So lucky for us, we're gonna stick with that A to our E5. Lucky for us, hey, wait a second, it's the exact same pattern which we're moving our hands. Lucky for us, yes. First finger, go ahead and put it on the 2nd fret of that A string. That is our B note. Okay, so go ahead and place that there like that. Now your pinky, this is what I like to do. If you want to use your 3rd, it's fine. I like the pinky a little bit better. It's going to be the same strumming pattern. 2 downward strokes, then putting that pinky on the 4th fret of that A string. That's going to be your C sharp, okay? Not too bad, right? Not too bad. Let's put those 2 parts together. start singing. Hello there, my old friend. Just to give you context, okay? That's what's happening. So let's go ahead and do that one more time, and we'll get on to the next chords in this tune. Okay, so now we go to this F sharp minor here that's happening. So this is what I like to do. I like to go ahead and play that E to F sharp to lead into that F sharp minor chord. Now, do you have to do that? No, you can just go straight into the F sharp minor if that's too much for you. You can just go straight into it. And then you go to our D chord, which we'll talk about in a minute. So you could absolutely do that, but I'm going to encourage you to get a little bit out of your comfort zone and do something that's going to make you an even better player. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So we're going from that E shuffle, right, that E5, open E string. That's it, no fingers, okay? First finger, first fret E string, that's our F, remember, because E and F are a half step apart. We're not calling this E sharp. Those of my deep cut fans know what I'm talking about, okay? Sliding that first finger up to F sharp. Then leading in. See how our first finger, it's like already on that note. And then wait a second, if I bring my first finger down, there's the bar. Then you can go ahead and strum that F sharp minor. My beginners, bar chords, I know, they're a pain in the butt. I know, but don't worry, stick with it. What I would suggest here, good thumb placement. You want that thumb in the middle of the neck, right where the curve is starting to happen. Right there, right at the top of that curve. That's where I want your thumb, okay? Yeah, I like this little move. I feel like it's something in the spirit of Stevie Ray. This is something he would definitely do. I believe he does do it a couple of times in the tune. So I encourage you, if you find that that's a little tough for you, it's okay. Get out of your comfort zone. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's going to make this, it really makes the song pop. So let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and play it, right? Our A shuffle to my E shuffle, going straight to the F sharp minor, and then I'm going to do one with the lead in. So you guys can see the difference. So this one I am going to do without that lead in, without the E to F sharp, okay? So here's version 1, if you want it a little easier. Okay, so that's version 1 for my folks who want to play it a little easier. Here is version 2 for those of you who want to play it maybe a bit, you know, a bit more challenging, a bit more in the style of Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's cool, right? I like the second one. I like the second one, so I encourage you guys. Give it a try. Give it a try. It's fun. But yeah, when we do that, that F sharp minor really needs to be nice and clear and strong. So really, really take your time when you're doing that, okay? It's worth the effort. I promise it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort. So after that, okay, and he strums that. We're not doing a shuffle there. We're not doing that. Nice strum. We're literally strumming everything. And then we're going to our D5 power chord, blues shuffle thing, whatever you want to call it. One finger, okay? Place your first finger on that second fret of the G string. That is your A note. And then open D string. Okay? So what we're going to do here, we are only strumming those two strings. The only ones I want you to strum. Now, could you do your pinky here too? You could. Could you use your third finger? Absolutely. Whatever's a little more comfortable for you, both are cool. All right? So just like that. So the same move that we were doing previously with the other chords, right? Just like that. Not too bad. All right. So let's go ahead and do it from the top of that verse. Then we go back to our A, okay? And we repeat that again. Let me do this. I got people asking about the guitar and the gear and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So I have here, as I mentioned previously, this is my Martin 00017E acoustic guitar. I absolutely love it. Sounds really great. As far as pickups are concerned, I have some Fishman Matrix Enhance. I love them. I also have Matrix Infinities in my other Martin guitars, which I absolutely love. The Matrix Infinities are super great. This is a Matrix Enhance. I really like it a lot too. Really great pickups. As far as my DI preamp action that is happening here, the silver box you hear me talk about week after week, absolutely love it. It is my Fishman RS Spectrum DI. I love it. Allows the guitar to sound as it should. The modeling is just killer. This is something I truly like. This is the absolute truth. I've played this thing at over 1,000 gigs at least. This silver box, I do not leave without it. You show up with a gig with that thing, sound people are thrilled because it makes their job easier and it makes you sound great. It allows the guitar to sound as it should. I absolutely love it. It's super user friendly, and that's another thing for me with all of my pedals. And you guys can like check out my my gear on my Instagram page. I got all that stuff up there too, all my pedal boards and what I use. But with pedals in general, I am someone who likes something to sound good and it's easy to use, and that's it. So I don't like a lot of buttons. I'm not a bunch of button. It's too much. I would just want to get to playing. So this thing's super easy, very user-friendly, super easy to use, incredibly intuitive. I really like it. So that's the Matrix, the Fishman RS Spectrum DI. Those of you on Facebook and watching on Instagram and YouTube as well, I will put a link on all the gear that I'm using today so you guys can check it out and see the demos of it online and all that good stuff. It's really cool. As far as amplification is concerned, I am using a Fishman Loudbox Performer. When they call it Loudbox, they mean it, because oh man, is this thing loud, and it sounds great. All of that good stuff, I really like it. There's effects on here too, so say you didn't want to bring a pedal board and you're doing acoustic stuff, I really like it. If you want to use effects, let's see, what do they got going on in here? There's flange, there's 2 types of choruses on here, there's a bit of delay and echo, 2 types of reverb, again, and you could even plug in another XLR and you can sing on it too. So it's really, really cool. Again, since live gigs are coming back, super, super great amp to use. I also have their Loudbox Mini that I have had for a long time. It was one of their limited edition ones that's black and white, which is really cool. So that's the one that I have, and I really like that Loudbox Mini too for acoustic gigs as well. But yeah, this Loudbox Performer totally rocks. So as far as amp is concerned, that's what I'm going through on here today. And then my mic is a SM57, going out to all of you guys wherever you are in the world. So thrilled you are here. Again, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, you can go ahead and please give us a follow. The awesome folks at Fishman are doing some great stuff. They came out with some new P90s that are rocking. So you may want to check those out. Their P90s are super great. I have some of their Fluence Strat style single with pickups in one of my Strats that I've featured on a few of these lessons that absolutely rock. So you can go ahead and check those out too. But again, give them a follow on YouTube. Lots of good stuff happening on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all of that good stuff. You can follow me, AngelaPetrilliMusic.com. I'm also on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter. All that good stuff. Those of you in LA, I will be playing this Wednesday at the Mint, one of my favorite venues in LA. That'll be on September 8th, 2021. You can check it out there. I'll be playing with my band. We're gonna be playing some Cream covers, or we're doing some Neil Young, a little Lucinda Williams, and an original tune, which is super fun, among some other stuff. So be sure to check it out, folks. If you're in LA, stop by and say hi. Tickets are like $12. Come by and say hi, and it'd be nice to meet you. So as far as picks, what I got a bunch of people asking about pick size. I use 88s. I don't go any lower than 76 for me. If I am recording and say I want something like a little glossier, I will go with a thinner pick, but usually when I'm doing these lessons and when I'm playing live and all that stuff, I am between 76 and 88. For me, that is what's comfortable. But definitely, you know, go ahead and, you know, research, see what's comfortable for you, play out stuff. Picks aren't particularly expensive. You can just go and try them out. Yeah, I know, 2 millimeter. That's if that works for you, great. That's great. That's great. All right. So we've got through the intro. We've gotten through the verse. Let's go ahead and look at the chorus. So we're going to start with our 6th chord, our F sharp minor, right? And we're going to strum it. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. Now, there are different variations of this first chorus that we are going to see later on as well, but let's talk about the first variation first, the simplest one within the tune. So we've got F sharp minor. We're going to go to our D shuffle next, and we're just going to do that once. So each of those chords, right, that D5, and then where we add our F sharp, right, 4th fret, or the B, not F sharp, the B note on that 4th fret of the G string, right? So we're just going to do that one time, then we're going to go to our E shuffle one time. So here is that again, okay? So we've got chorus, just like that. It's kind of fast. Does it sound a little dark? Yeah, but we're playing this a little slower, so it sounds a little heavier than it needs to be, but when we put it in context at true speed, it sounds pretty cool. So here it is at true speed. See how it really blends quite nicely? So let's go ahead and do that again. Just like that. All right. So the final part of this chorus is going to go like this. Back to that verse. So what's happening there? We still have our F sharp minor, but this time, instead of doing that D shuffle to E shuffle, what we're going to do here is we're going to play a D7. Okay. Those of you who don't know how to play them, I'm going to go ahead and show you. We're going to use our first 3 fingers, okay? First finger, place that on the C note, 1st fret B. Your second finger, place that on the 2nd note of the G string, that's your A. And your second finger, the F sharp, located on the 2nd fret of the E string. And then strum that D string too. That's your D7 chord, okay? Pretty cool, right? So going from that F sharp minor, D7, then E7, okay? So this E7, how we're going to do that, go ahead and play a regular E major chord, right? We all know this. I won't tell you how to do it. You know how to do it already. So we're going to do that. Then lift your 3rd finger. We do not need it. The chord should sound like this. So your 2nd finger should be on the 2nd fret of the A string. That is your B note, our 5. The D string should be open. That is your flat 7. That's what's making this E major and turning it into an E7 chord, is that flat 7. I know, it seems a little wacky, but there you go. Okay, so that open D string there. Your 1st finger should be on the G sharp, 1st fret G string. B string open, E string open. So we're going to strum it all. Just like that. Okay, so that's your E7 chord. So Now in context, I'm going to do the entire chorus. Okay, this is our first chorus here. Just give you context of what's happening. So here's everything we've covered so far in that chorus. We're going to repeat this. Now our D7. And then we go to our A shuffle from there. Okay, so that's our first chorus there. So let's go ahead and put this in context. Intro, verse, chorus. Here we go. Into our verse. Okay, so again, that chorus based off of the F sharp minor, D, and E major chords. Okay, so that's what's happening there. So, not too bad. We're like almost there. We're like 90% there. So there are some other little things that are happening. So when we go to verse 2, okay, slight variation here. We're going to keep playing a lot of the same chords that we already know, that we already did in verse 1. So that A shuffle, adding that riff to our E shuffle, to our F sharp minor, to D shuffle. Let's do that again. A, to E shuffle, F sharp minor. Instead of going to this, that D shuffle, right? He goes ahead and strums the D7 and he lets it ring. Okay, just like that, going back to that D7. I already showed you how to play it, so I won't go into the logistics of how to do that again. But we're gonna let that ring. Okay, so just like that. So let's go ahead and do that again. I'm gonna play it a little slower. I realize it was probably a little fast, so I'll do that a little slower here. This is verse 2. Just like that, not too bad, right? Not too bad. So that's what's happening there, okay? So now to give it a little context, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the first chorus into verse 2, okay? So first chorus into verse 2. Here we go, chorus. So verse. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and go on to our chorus. Okay, so again, that F sharp minor. Instead of doing this, he throws in a really cool riff. Now, it goes like this. So, really, really cool, kind of Hendrixy-ish sort of riff. Lots of hammer-ons, lots of pull-offs there. Not too bad, though. I'm going to break it down nice and slow for you guys. Don't worry. When you listen back to this, you may be like, whoa, wait a second. I'm hearing higher versions of those notes. You would be correct. Why that is because he's playing this on a 12-string and you have the higher strings that are below the regularly standard strings we have here on a 6-string guitar. So you will hear those higher versions of the strings. How I'm going to work around this, okay, is we're going to do one version where the notes are lower. Then I'm going to show you another version where we're going to play the same notes but higher. Okay, so I'm going to show you both. Okay, so here's the first one that's a little bit lower. So here's how this goes. Open D string. First finger, place that on the E note, 2nd fret. Hammer on. You're going to hit that E note again. Hammer on to the 4th fret, F sharp, 4th fret of the D string, D's and dog. Okay, so like this. And then going back to the 2nd fret of that D string. Now, what we're going to do here is part 2 of that riff. You're going to go ahead, play that E note, hammer on to that F sharp, 4th fret, pull off, again, playing that E note. Let's see, and I made myself blurry. There we go. Well, I'll come back. So we've got this. So hammer on to that F sharp, E, hitting that E again. C sharp, 4th fret, A string. Okay, so here's the whole thing. I'll do that again a few times. One more time, slower. Here it is a little faster. Notice that. Hammer on, pull off. It's fun stuff, right? Just like that. Okay, let's do it again a little faster. And then you go to that F sharp. Okay, so here it is in context. So that's the lower version. If you wanted to play it higher, we're going to play those same notes, just going to play them in a different spot, right? So that riff started at D. So guess what? Where does another D live? Let's play it here, 3rd fret B string. Okay, and this time we're going to slide that up. Hammer that on to the E note. Slide up to the F sharp. Like that. To E, to F sharp, to E, hit E again, hammer onto that F sharp, pull off to the E, 5th fret B string, then go ahead and play that C sharp located on the 6th fret of the G string. Okay, so that riff here, nice and slow. Let's do that again. Again. Right? Not too bad. Not too bad. Jeff, I'm glad. I want to hear this. Jeff Bryan, he said I'm writing a song called Not Too Bad, right? I want to hear this song. I want to hear the song. So, what could you do here? I'm giving you the same riff in 2 different spots, which is very cool to do when you're soloing and with like motif stuff, FYI. Like put that in your back pocket, it's good stuff. I do it a lot when I solo too. So with this, what we want here, okay, is let's do this. We're gonna do the first pass with the lower one, and the second pass, let's play it higher. Again, to give some variation. And for those of you, this may be a little challenging. As I mentioned previously, let's live outside of the comfort zone. You can do this too, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna do it slow. See how we can do the variation? Try it. Alternate. Why not? Okay? So let's do that a little faster. E7. Let me give you another one without the flubs. We're live. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the lower version and the higher version, and we're gonna call it a day, folks. This has been so much fun. So here we go. Let's do it one more time. There we go, folks. I don't know what happened there. Oh, it's been a long week. There we go, folks. You just learned how to play Life by the Drop with Stevie Ray. Not cool? It's an easy song, and I was getting a lot of requests from you guys about, gosh, I really like to learn some Stevie Ray. So I know a lot of his stuff can seem daunting to everyone, myself included. There's some great songs of his. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna need a lot of practice with that one. But this is one I think is a really, really good introductory song into his playing. And again, it's not too bad. So really take your time with this. If there's anything I want you to take away, it's going to be these 2 things. Slow and steady wins the race here. So really take your time. Rewatch this video. Go and rewind and see little bits and how I broke them down. Okay? The second is finesse. Take your time. And finesse, I really mean is with the right hand technique. So really, really take your time here, making sure, okay, that we really, really only strum those 2 strings, right? When we're doing those blues shuffle chords, only strumming downwards on those 2 strings, okay? We don't want any other nonsense with the other strings, at least not on those bits of the songs, okay? So again, alternate picking, very important here too. So keeping these things in mind, again, this is how we get good, clean tone. We want to simultaneously use the best out of our right and left hands when we're playing here. So really, really take your time. You can do this, okay? I am wishing you guys so much success. Tag me and Fishman in these videos if you're feeling adventurous and you're super proud of yourself and your playing is good. Tag us in your videos. I'd really love to see how you're coming along. And again, it truly is an honor every week to hang out with you guys. You all are so kind. I get so many wonderful messages about how you guys have been really enjoying these and learning a lot. And it makes me really, really happy that you guys are taking the time to play some music and taking some time for yourself to create art, and just makes me really happy to hear. So I'm really, really glad. Again, those of you who are enjoying these lessons, please go give me a follow, subscribe to the channel, Angela Petrilli Music. Go and subscribe. to Fishman on their YouTube page. Man, have they got some great stuff and some amazing, amazing players. Greg, Tom is great. Ken is awesome. Go watch, subscribe. Really, really great stuff that they're doing. Really, and again, they make some really great products that just allows you to really grow as an artist, allowing your instruments to sound as they should. I've been a fan of Fishman for a long time, even before I started doing all this with them. It's just, they make really, really great stuff. And I'm just so honored to be doing these lessons with you and you know, with the folks at Fishman. So really, really happy that you guys got a lot out of this lesson today. I've seen a lot of people online really enjoying this. So again, wishing you much, much success as always with these tunes. I will be back next week, same time, same channel. Be sure to subscribe to me and Fishman so that you get a notification on when these are happening again. Thank you all so much. Truly, truly a pleasure. It has been so much fun. It's just great. It's just great. So again, enjoy, have fun, practice this over the weekend or whenever you're tuning in. It's a fun one. It's a fun one to know, and there's a lot of things that you could pick up that you can then add on to other songs that you're learning and other songs that you're playing. So again, thank you all so much. It's just such a blast. Any hints on what's coming next week? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to teach next week. It's going to be something fun. Probably acoustic next week. Probably acoustic. So yeah, again, thank you all. And again, thanks for subscribing, all of that good stuff. Again, my name is Angela Petrilli, here with the fine folks at Fishman for another episode of the Riff Rundown. It has been a blast. Wishing you all much success. Take good care, stay safe, all of that good stuff. And I will see you next week. Take good care.